Welcome to AIDBA Hub, a knowledge sharing channel and a DBA excellence, where the knowledge meets real world expertise. This channel is dedicated to helping you master databases, performance tuning, and enterprise level solutions with step by step practical demos. If you are looking to go beyond theory and gain industry level skills, you are in the right place. So, subscribe now and be part of a community that's building real technical excellence. Once again, welcome to AIDBA Hub. In this video, we are going to see PostgreSQL AI new features and overview. In PostgreSQL, what comes with AI new features? It is a vector search, generative AI, semantic operators, smart extension. Okay, so let's elaborate one by one. Why PostgreSQL for AI? Primarily, the number one most used DB in the real world scenario. In the 2025 Stack Overflow Developer Survey, PostgreSQL topped the chart as the most used database among professional developers. And another database run vector search, relational queries, and AI workloads, all from the same Postgres instance. And in particularly, there is no ETL pipelines or sysync overhead. And other part of this, the asset guarantees. It is fully transactional safety for all AI data, store, index, and query embeddings with the same reliability as your business data. Okay, and the adaptation. So it is 55.6% adaptation. The Postgres continues to grow faster than virtually every other database system, backed by a massive open source ecosystem. So it is widely used database, the PostgreSQL, and the adaptation its percentage is mainly 55.6% adaptation. Okay, this is why PostgreSQL functionalities works in AI. And then pgvector. In AI, the vector search in PostgreSQL, the key functions and key factors is the most downloaded AI extension in Postgres history. It is number one AI extensions most downloaded AI extension in Postgres history, and it is widely used for HNSW index, parallel index build added in 2024 for blazing fast approximate nearest and neighbor search. And then IVFF flat index, inverted file index, that is inverted file index. It is scalable in similarity search in high dimensional vectors. SQL native search. PostgreSQL AI vector search, it's widely used and working for the run SQL native searches, right? Run similarity searches directly in SQL with as it guarantees and no external tools. And pgvector in vector search in Postgres 16K dimensions. Azure Disk ANN pushes vector dimension support to 16,000 versus 2,000 in standard pgvector, right? And then 3x faster builds. The pgvector vector search in Postgres is enhanced memory management and parallel building, cut index creation time and dramatically. So it is 3x faster builds. So how it is working? Store and search, the big vector search, how it is working? Yeah, you can create a table, like you can create a table docs, an ID, serial, content text, embedded vector 1536, and then select, store and search. Okay, select content from docs order by embedded equal to $1 limit 5. So this is how pg vector search work in the Postgres SQL, and it is required to a extension. Semantic operators and generative AI in PostgreSQL. Semantic operators Azure databases for PostgreSQL introduces four new SQL native operators that use LLMs to add semantic understanding to your queries. That is generate ChatGPT style AI responses from SQL, and then rank semantic relevance ranking of rows, and then filter natural language LLMs, natural language row filtering, and then classify AI powered data classification for your data. Okay, that is operators. And Gen AI in SQL, how it is work? Gen AI app in 5 lines of SQL, that EDB Postgres AI lets developer launch generative AI functionality with just 5 lines of SQL, no external services needed. So while you are enabling Gen AI app in the SQL, enable AI pipeline like select AI dot create underscore vector riser and products under reg classes embedding equal to AI dot embedding underscore open AI text embedding to 3 small, and then RAG query select AI retrieve what products eco-friendly. So it is working the GenAI app for that 5 lines of SQL. This is how the semantic apparatus and generative AI works in PostgreSQL. AI extensions ecosystem. In PostgreSQL, the PG vector, the vector store like a store, index, and query high dimensional embeddings alongside relational data. The most forked AI extension in Postgres history, which means the most downloaded AI extension. And then AI SQL generator, that is PG underscore AI underscore query, generate SQL from natural language, get AI interpreted, explain, analyze, index recommendation, and schema aware query intelligence. Next, scale AI, PG vector scale, streaming disk ANN index type for efficient indexing of a high dimensional vector spaces at production scale. And then hybrid search, Parade DB, BM25 plus vector hybrid search in one query replaces Elasticsearch for 90% of use cases with no separate cluster or data sync. And then EDB feature. So what EDB brings in for the AI PostgreSQL? AI is accelerator automates embedding generation, storage, indexing, and retrieval within PostgreSQL. There is no external AI services required. And finally, that Azure feature. That AI extension ecosystem it's in PostgreSQL, it is included that Azure feature like disk EANN, GA vector indexing in Azure database for PostgreSQL with support for 16K dimensions and 3x faster index builds. This is all very key features in that AI perspective in PostgreSQL. Performance gains at a glance. So in PostgreSQL, how AI comes into the part for the performance gains. So 30x faster analytics versus standard PostgreSQL EDB and vectorized query engine. So it is normal operation against to the 30x speed of the faster analytics workload and 18x cost savings. Storage cost reducing by offloading old cold data to object storage. So it is 16x cost savings and 16K vector dimensions supporting by Azure Disk ANN versus 2000 in standard pgvector. So in 2000 in standard pgvector, now that AI vector set it's come to we comes up with 16K vector dimensions alongside with supported by the Azure Disk AN. Okay, and then 3x faster index build that is also helping with that Azure Disk AN parallelly index building optimizations. So it is 3x faster index build and 80% of Oracle cost savings. So it is comparatively with Oracle databases and its cost savings wise that PG vector search in that PostgreSQL, 80% of the cost Oracle cost saving, estimated savings versus Oracle database licensing. So this is very, very crucial and very, very important, the cost cuttings perspective. And then 5 lines of SQL to launch generative AI functionality with EDB Postgres AI. You can write only 5 lines of SQL. So these are all the performance gains in PostgreSQL. So these are all the topmost features, topmost performance gains in PostgreSQL while using AI extension, right? RAG agents and the modern AI stack. First, that user query, and then embedded query LLM, and then PG vector, similarity search, and augment prompt, and finally LLM response. So that agentic Postgres timescale DB, it is a fast forking MCP server, BM25 plus vector hybrid search, and CLI terminal access. So it is comes up with a simplified architecture, keep all data in one place, no ETL pipelines, no synchronization risk between services, and familiar SQL workflow. Run similarity searches, AI lookups, and RAG directly into SQL with full ACID guarantees. And then faster time to value. Iterate, build and iterate on AI use cases without learning a new database technology or tool chain. And finally, that MCP server integration. Agentic Postgres ships with a built-in MCP server enabling direct AI agent databases access. So it is integrated with the MCP server integrations to agentic Postgres enabling direct agent database access. Okay. So finally, key takeaways in this Postgres SQL and AI vector search, that key feature in this AI perspective. One DB to rule them all. PostgreSQL is now the default choice for AI workloads. Vector storage, analytics, relational data, all unified under one SQL interface. And then Gen AI goes native with EDB PostgreSQL AI. Semantic operators and PG underscore AI underscore query generative AI is becoming the first class citizen inside SQL, not a bolt on. And then performance at a scale, 30x faster analytics, 3x faster index build, and 16K dimension vector support make Postgres is a production grade AI platform. And then finally, that agent ready infrastructure, the Postgres AI, agentic Postgres ships with MCP servers and fast fork capabilities, making Postgres the backbone for next gen agents, AI agents, right? Okay, that's all, my friends, for this Postgres SQL AI new feature perspective. This is what I would like to share with you all in this video. And for my upcoming videos, I am going to share that PostgreSQL, the day-to-day activities, performance issues, and troubleshooting, and beginner to expertise for the masterclass. The PostgreSQL mastery, I'm going to deliver one by one for my upcoming videos. Until then, stay tuned. Thanks for watching AIDBA Hub, a knowledge sharing channel and a DBA excellence. Thank you all.